Does anyone have advice in this weird situation? The seller is going to be my neighbor. This Reddit article or Reddit post is hilarious. So we're currently in the process of buying a home. We are informed that the seller had already bought a house in the same neighborhood, a small neighborhood of only about 20 homes. They're good friends with all the neighbors, and apparently that's why they're staying there. They're downsizing because their children are going to college. We've asked them to fix a broken window and a few other things, and apparently they weren't very happy about this, but accepted our counteroffer regardless. We close in a month, and Zillow just updated the listing to accepting backup offers. We're getting an inspection done next week, and hopefully everything goes great. But if more things need repairing, I'm starting to get a little nervous that they might not be too friendly with us after all of this. Also, the neighborhood is in a private HOA that is run by the people who live there. Anyone have any experience in these weird situations? Oh my goodness. So the home buying process isn't going so well, and the seller is going to be your neighbor. What do you do?
Well, I don't even understand it. So the seller
bought a house in there's 20 homes in a neighborhood.
Yep.
The seller bought another house in the neighborhood and is selling their current house. And the buyer is kind of feeling like, uh-oh.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have bad neighbors.
Yeah. They're going to be bad blood. You know, sellers do get upset at times. I think this is like a damage control.
Where is this? What state?
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. Because, I mean, Arizona, we just pull in our garages and shut the garage door and talk to our neighbors. But some neighborhoods are like, everyone just says, hey, neighbor, how's it going?
I think it depends on the neighbor, right? Because I've definitely had some of those neighbors that want to chop it up all the time. Every time I see them, they're like waiting for me to pull in my driveway and like chop it up and I'm like, all right, I got something to do inside.
Yeah, I had a neighbor like that, and it'd be in my backyard, and all of a sudden, it was like Tim the Toolman Taylor, when he'd pop over and be like, hey, Jay. I was like, hey. So,
he ended up being one of our realtors.
Yes, he
still
works here.
Hi, Ron. Yeah. It was hilarious. We would feed his turtles when he went out of town.
Yeah.
Feed his fish.
Yeah. But he would always talk to me over the fence. We're like,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, I think that, I don't know, you better bring over a really good basket of tasting cookies to make it offer some peace offering, right?
A peace offering.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sort of thing. Once the transaction's done, it's done.
Agreed.
It's like, I mean, you got to negotiate. You got to be hard. I mean,
and not only that, if it's a neighborhood with 20 homes, it sounds like in a private HOA, it sounds like it's actually going to probably be a decent, nicer neighborhood, and a broken window, fix it.
Right, right. I think that emotions get in the way often when you're selling a home and buying a home, and often they kind of settle down after. But inevitably, one person usually ends up feeling like they were the one that got taken advantage of or got had. And so if the buyer ends up feeling that way, it could make for a tense neighborhood relationship for a bit.
Yeah, it could.
I think that's actually one of the importance of proper representation, though, too, because think about that, right? Like if we were always going to sell or buy houses with self-representation, unless you do it all the time, it is an emotional experience. And that's part of one of the things that you want with that fiduciary representation, is to have a non-emotional representation, and also proper advisement based on what's the status quo, what's the lay of the land, and what's possible.
Yeah, you just blame it on your agent. Well, I didn't. That's what my agent just told me to do. So that's how we responded.
I was just following the advice of my agent.
Oh, yeah. So you just throw the agent under the
bus.
bus.
Wasn't me. Yeah. Wasn't me that didn't pay for the window.
Slinging dirt clods over your house.
Well, it definitely got some action on Reddit. People are saying, yeah, that might be awkward. Most buyers and sellers never meet, which is a good point. Often we try and keep buyer and seller from meeting, because it seems like when they do meet,
there's promises made, and you're just like, wait a minute, you guys promised to do these things?
Wait, you told the buyer they could move in before closing?
Yeah.
That is not a good idea.
Wait a minute.
Have you guys ever had those transactions where like the house has got a few things going on with like a custom mist system, custom pool features, etc., and the seller's like, I'm happy to meet with the buyer and give them a walkthrough and let them know how everything works. Even after the closing, I'm like, ideally not, because I've actually had that happen a time or two, and something inevitably every time comes up from the conversation, right? Where I one of them, I'm thinking of, I represented the seller, and the seller comes back to me, and of course they got chatty Cathying it up, and then you're like getting pinned in a corner trying to defend this and that, and it's like, oh my gosh, because their perception is their reality, but it wasn't the reality.
Well, it has happened it's increasingly happening more and more, is packages get delivered to the former seller to the home after the seller moves out. And it could be like things that maybe the seller had on auto ship, or maybe they forgot to like update an address on a site where they were ordering something that they frequently order things to. And so now this new homeowner is getting packages from the former seller. And I have had a situation where the new homeowner has basically kept the seller's packages and then claimed, oh, we didn't get them.
Oh, wow.
And the seller's like, you sure did get them. I have pictures.
Yeah, I have
like,
the pictures.
Yes, I have the pictures showing the package being delivered. And just like the most random, dumb
and
stuff,
petty.
like things from like Temu that are fairly, you know, yes, they're worth a little bit of money, but essentially worthless. But then that new seller or that new homeowner is saying like, no, we never got it.
Yeah, petty stuff. Right?
Very petty stuff.
And especially like if it didn't go well, it's like they're trying to like jab, you know, kind of thing. That's totally
it's
what's
like, I'm
going
going to
on.
withhold your packages.
Yeah.
What do you think the legality on that is?
I mean, technically it's theft, right?
I would say so.
I mean, but how do you prove that? You know,
How do you prove that they actually
they actually got it? Like,
got it? And
I feel like someone didn't steal it off their porch. I mean,
so true. Yeah, you're right. I guess that generous assumption kicks in. But after it's happened a few times, then you start to go like, no, probably not a porch pirate in a gated community.
Probably, oh, this stuff
Get
fits
your
me. This is
address
nice.
right,
This is
right.
nice stuff from
Get your orders
Temu.
right.
Keep ordering this stuff. Yeah, it's good.
What do you think? What would you do in this situation where it could be a little awkward after closing? Drop it in the comments, and thanks for tuning in.